Good morning, everyone. Today's silver glass tutorial is a hand-sculpted Nautilus bead. These guys are so gnarly. I am totally going to make a necklace out of them. So we're going to be using double helix Triton today. I'm going to show you how to make this really cool bead. Let's get started. Our colors for today are a feutre opal yellow for the base and double helix Triton for the coil. And then I have a little bit of the double helix ether for going on top. So we're going to be doing a reduction of the Triton, and then we're going to encase it with the ether and go for that pearlescence. So let's see how far we get. So here we go. I just went ahead and used my 1-inch lentil press to make a little lentil of that opal yellow. Oh my God, I'm getting my manufacturers all screwed up. I made a lentil of opal yellow. And now I am just heating up my Triton, and I'm going to make that coil, and I'm going to shut up because this is kind of hard. I start in the center. I just said I was going to shut up, didn't I? And then I just slowly rotate that little rod, bring it around, and I'm trying to go for a coil, and I'm trying to leave some space in between. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the other side too. I suppose if I made a stringer, I could probably get more coil, but that's okay. This is more of a conceptual design than it is an actual Nautilus. Nautilus, ammonite, I had to look it up, and I found that Nautiluses are still alive and ammonites are prehistoric. That's why you always see ammonite fossils. Ooh, that coil looks better. Okay, so I've got my Triton on my opal yellow, and now comes the fun part. I'm gonna start going in with my dental tool here and just making little ridges. And I totally use the tip of my torch to stabilize my bead and help me get those ridges in. And this is part of that texturing your silver glass that we talked about. What was it, last week? No, the week before. Last week was double helix echo. So I am just hand sculpting, hand slicing in ridges all the way around my Triton. And I'm keeping the other side warm. Not too worried about it. Just give it a little heat up every now and then. And here we go. And this is where things get hard. And I had to think last night, oh, I better not put on any fingernails because I'm going to catch them on fire. So, oops, hope you guys can see that. I'm just going around that coil as best I can. And this is one of those beads. Just slow down, take your time, do it right. Oh, I know you guys can't see that. Not to worry about it cracking if you keep that other side nice and warm. Slice in those ridges as best you can. You may have to go back and forth. And I'm slicing them kind of deep, even though we're going to put the encasing on and I'm going to reslice it again. But right now I just want to get those ridges because those are what I am going to texturize and to reduce. All right, so now I'm kind of resetting everything just by heating it up to a nice glow. And while that's cooling, I'm going to set my torch to a reduction flame. Now, when I first started playing around with the Triton, I was kind of bummed because I was I was reducing it in this really soft area here, and I was getting the luster, but Triton has this characteristic of where it'll go to like a light green, and I found out to get that, you have to kind of stick the Triton in the pointy part of your reduction flame. So it's like a more intense reduction. And I do it multiple times until I can see that light green starting to come through, like right around there. Oh, yay, that's it. That's what I want. So you can control the luster on your Triton by where you put it in the reduction flame. If you want it to be that cobalty, then use the fluffy part of that reduction flame. But if you want it to be the greens, use the pointy part of the reduction flame. And go in and out a couple of times until you get it where you want it. And that looks cool. Oh my God, that's gonna be such an awesome pearlescence. All right, I am heating up my ether right now, and I am flashing the bead in and out of the flame just to keep it warm. I think if you flash it in the cooler part of the flame, it will, I'm gonna zoom out. You guys can't see shit, can you? There we go. Let's see now. Oh, I'll be right back. I got a futz with my camera. Okay, let's try this. All right, where was I? I was heating up my ether, putting my glasses back on. And all I'm going to do is put blobs of that ether on top of the coil. So I'm going to make another coil on top of my first coil. And I do it like a blob at a time, because if you remember, you don't want your encasing glass to be too hot, because that means that the luster, you'll lose your luster if your encasing glass is too hot. So I basically make a blob, come down, and just kind of drag it over the top of that Triton, keeping that bead warm. And we're going to go in and sculpt this encasement a little better here in a minute. I want to get it all down first. And make sure you get some around the edges, like so. I like this bead to come out to have the coils around the edges, because it looks more gnarly that way, I guess. Oh, I'm such an artist with my terms. All right, now I'm going to take my dental tool. I can see that I missed a spot. Let me get a little more glass right here. Okay, that's good. I'm going to take my dental tool, and the best that I can, I'm going to just start sculpting it around the edges there. Press it down a little bit here. Just kind of trying to get things a little even, making sure that nothing is sticking out too far, and trying to tuck that coil in around the edges of that Triton, while still leaving a space in between. This bead is a little challenging, you guys, but it's so worth it. Oops, and there goes my tools onto the floor. Ooh, this is gonna come out pretty. I'm gonna have to show you guys what it looks like when it's all done. Okay, that's a good start. Now, I take my X-Acto knife, and this is the part that's kind of hard, and I'm gonna go through and put ridges, trying to hit those original ridges. And sometimes you can see them because there's bubbles. There's a bubble. So I know that where there's like a long bubble, that's where I want to put my ridge. And keep your bowl of water handy to dip your X-Acto knife in, because it will heat up. Usually after every cut, I usually make like about 3 cuts, and then the glass gets hard, and then I can't cut no more. So I dunk my X-Acto knife in the water. We got a whole process going on here. And as I'm cutting those ridges in, I'm also moving the glass around. And you know what? If you don't hit the original line, that's okay. It's nature, and this is an abstract art bead. Give yourself a break, you guys. Sometimes perfection is not what we think it is. All right, I'm almost done. I'm going towards the center now. Oops. Cool off that knife. All right, there we go. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but I am going to stick this in the kiln and we will see what we get in a little bit. Okay, so I couldn't wait. I wanted to show you now. This is my Triton bead. And as you can see in the center there, I got some of the greens that I wanted to get. So I really like that. I'm very, very happy with this bead. But I still also got the Triton cobalt blues around some of it as well. And then I went ahead, I did the other side, and the other side wasn't as much green, more of the cobalts. That's okay. What can I say? Practice, practice, practice. Let me get this back in the kiln. So, of course, I did a lot of prototyping of this bead before I made this video. So let me share with you. This one right here, this is my favorite because I put it on a pendant. I'm saving it. This is Kronos. And I tell you, Kronos, I think, right now is my favorite double helix glass. It's so pretty. And this one, super light green, this is Melia. And I don't know if I did it right or not, but I really like that one too. This one looks a little more ancient, you know, kind of faded out. And then this is Yasuo. And with Yasuo, I was a little disappointed. I mean, it still looks cool, but Yasuo has like a copper look to it. And I couldn't get the copper to really come out. But it's a very cool bead. I like it. I'm keeping it. Okay, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. These beads are so cool. And I will be back next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see ya. Okay, guys, here is my super boring copyright notice. Basically, the video is copyright protected. So if you would like to show this to someone, just send me an email. If Maria, I want to show your video in my class group or maybe at show and tell at school, just send me an email. I'm pretty generous with my copyright. I'm sure it'll be fine. The bead in this video is also copyright protected. However, I hereby give you permission to make this bead for yourself, and I give you permission to make this bead as a gift for your friends and family, and I also give you permission and blessings and thanks if you want to make beads for a charity. The only thing I ask is that you don't sell any of my beads because I'm selling my beads. Now, that being said, if you want to sell your beads, like say 5 beads at my church bazaar, send me an email and we can work something out. If you want to sell a dozen beads at your local craft show, send me an email, we'll work something out. If you want to sell 80 million beads on Amazon, oh my God, send me an email and we can talk about royalties and the millions of dollars we're going to make selling beads. Anyways, guys, get a hold of me. I'm really generous with my copyright. I'm not here to make any money. So yeah, talk to me. Don't be scared. It'll be all right. Take care. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you soon. Bye.